So I had never experienced any of it up until year and a half after his death. Like I'd never experienced anxiety, depression, none of it. When people would talk about it, I had no idea what they were talking about. Like to me, it was like, just push through it. Like it's pretty simple. And didn't understand his death or anything until I experienced some really, really dark stuff myself and had moments of where you're just not thinking right. And it's feeling like that everybody'd be better off without you.
My name is Ruth Barkley, and welcome to the YouTube channel. They call me the Oracle around the world. I work with people all over in different parts of the world, different parts of business, different parts of gifts, healing work, indigenous cultures we've worked with. And what we're doing this week is we're doing readings. And so a lot of the time I help people with their magic. That's why we call it Taste Your Magic. We give people a taste of their own natural abilities, and then we help them develop them into almost superpowers. But in readings, we have oracle readings where people come in and they can ask anything about themselves, anything that's going on in their world with who they are. We also have angel connections where we talk to loved ones who've passed on, and animal communication where you can talk to your animals as well. And today we have Jared that made it. And he's had a chance to come to an animal shamanism retreat where we work with the snakes and the horses and the animals and then a native culture on that side. And you brought a lot to that retreat, which was really incredible. I'm really happy you're able to make it out today. Hello,
Thank you.
Jared.
Yeah, that was incredible. That was a really fun experience.
Yeah. Do you have any questions or anything I can support you in today?
Yeah, I have had an experience where I came across a owl that was hit by a car and sat with it for quite a while, went back to it, and felt like there was a lot that I could learn from it. And I was curious if it has anything to tell me. Yeah.
It's interesting because anytime there's a big raptor or owl or any of that that's actually been hit, most of the time the people that see it, it is meant for them because it's not a normal thing for them to have something to go on. So what's interesting though about this one that I get to share with you today is that it's come into your world to help you embody your hidden gifts a little bit more. So what do I mean by that is an owl has done the transition of death for you through a major transitioning where you could have died, but somewhere you lived. And now that you have lived, now the gifts are coming in through you and you don't have to do that. The death went through the body of the owl. The death went through the process. The transitioning went through the process. So you've been through a pretty massive transition, and it's coming in to share with you that you've made it through the scary part. And now you get to see the dark sides of it that won't hurt the process of who you are and where you're going now. You just get to have a wisdom of it. And now that you're moving through into the next space, the owl is also showing you your ability to see all the way around you at any moment that you need to. No longer in a protective fear or on guard way, but now in a way that question answers are received. You get a question, you get an answer. You get to see the beauty of the world more. You get to see the depth of things more. You get to understand what others might fear, but understand it as a strength. You get to see the shadows that are asking to be seen because you are strong enough to hold them in a love light. You are able to fly through the darkness without being detected now. Like you have a gift to be able to go into the depths of shadows and come back out just fine. So also another one for me is I see you can travel through the nuance between a pendulum, right? Like left to right, like the left side, the right side, right? And you can Instead of being wrapped up into one side or the other and having to force yourself out in a swing, you can be in, say, this side of something, traveling, and you can easily come to the center and balance and choose to go to the depths of this or the depths of that. Now, you get to choose your path a little bit more because you have some wisdom to it. So before I keep talking, because I could keep going, what are you hearing a little bit? What are you getting out of this?
It's making a lot more sense now.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, because when I stumbled onto it, it was at the end of like a good year and a half of really, really deep depression and anxiety. So yeah, it clarifies a lot.
Well, I'm glad that you made it through. I'm glad that you let yourself see all the depths that you needed to see and that you took it in a compassionate way and moved forward. So you want to share anything a little bit with that stuff?
Well, if we have the time to do it, another thing that I wanted to ask about was a brother of mine that didn't make it through it and maybe check in on him. I think we've talked about him before a little bit, but just kind of check in on him, see how he's doing. Like it's been quite a while since I reached out to him.
And has he passed on?
Yeah. He took his own life in 2018.
18. Yeah. Okay.
So I had never experienced any of it up until year and a half after his death. Like I'd never experienced anxiety, depression, none of it. When people would talk about it, I had no idea what they were talking about. Like to me, it was like, just push through it. Like it's pretty simple, and didn't understand his death or anything until I experienced some really, really dark stuff myself and had moments of where you're just not thinking right. And it's feeling like everybody would be better off without you. It's a way out. Like it's not worth staying, all of that. And ultimately it was my kids that, kept me here. But now that I'm through it, I fully understand his situation, his decision in it, how it can push someone to make that choice.
Yeah, well, Merlin, it's really interesting because when you went through this cycle that you just went through of this dark depth, you helped him understand more of what he was also going through as well. So he's like describing it like a rushing river. And it was almost like he was just tell up. He couldn't tell down. He couldn't tell. He thought there's no ground, there's no sides, there's no tree branches, there's nothing to grab onto. It's just my own strength. And he soon started to realize that in his life, his own strength alone wasn't going to last. And that's what actually made him depressed. That's what made him start to realize maybe I'm not what I thought I was. Maybe I'm not strong enough for whatever it is that comes. Maybe I will make somebody else drown by trying to save them or helping them or anything like that. And he says that you helped him be with you, sat with you. He watched you. You felt him. Some of yours was his that you were like filtering through. So if you were to really know, like you said it, you know what he felt because you felt it for him. So this brings up like Christ feeling the pains and the sins of people so he can understand and help people release. Without going into a whole story of Christ and what he's done, a little bit of what your depths were feeling in a compassionate, authentic, pure space of what he was feeling, which is a line, a generational line that you guys have. And so you came to a point where you allowed it to filter through a space of like purity, like water going through a grid filter. And you allowed that water to come through differently on the other side, where many have been stuck. So many in your line has been stuck. Either they're still stuck, they're still drowning, or they didn't make it.
Yeah, that's pretty spot on.
That's a lot. That's a lot. So he's asking if you would share a moment where you knew it wasn't you. You were there, you were feeling it. It was you feeling it, but it was almost like you, somewhere in you knew it wasn't you. Can you share a little bit about that? Because that was him, an embodiment of him.
That was really the turning point of it. When I did realize that it wasn't me, that was when I started to get enough just strength to, like, because at first it felt like it was all me. It felt really like I was losing me.
Yeah.
And that, like, at that point when I did feel that part of it, when it finally came through and I realized that it wasn't me, then that was when it all changed, because I knew that I could do something about it at that point.
Yeah. So for like our watchers, because I know a lot of them are also going through these depths and where they're losing themselves and maybe not recognizing who they are, or it really is them and they don't know how to come out of it. Can you describe a little bit of that moment where you're like, wait, like I'm feeling all this. It's me doing all this. It's me experiencing. I see it, I hear it, I feel all of it, but this isn't actually me. And what kind of was that like to start to notice the difference?
The very first thing was, like, first knowing that I could do something about it then. And then, like, at one point I just came to an agreement with myself that, like, I'm not leaving, even if it's this way for the rest of my life. I'm going to figure it out. And once I made that decision, then it was in a couple months' time, it just started changing. The whole thing started changing. And in that same time, that was when I started taking responsibility for it. Like, not as in really even doing anything, but just being like, okay, it's happening, so I can kind of either like soak in it forever or just start working with it. And once I stopped trying to stop it, then it got worse at first, but then that's when it really started to heal. Because it was just a battle, just white knuckling it like 6 hours out of each day. But once I stopped trying to stop it, that's when it really, really started working for me.
Wow. So I keep hearing that you allowed yourself the realization of the feelings that you were really feeling, the experiences you're really having, the things you're really seeing, instead of a denial.
Mm-hmm.
And once you came into that, then you were given choices more so, instead of being swept with suggestions, which suggestions can come from all over the place.
Yeah.
Especially in those places.
Yeah, that was a big part of it. Was at first I was trying to find just something that might have been causing it. I like digging into my diet. Like, is it something there? Is it something I'm doing? Is it lack of sleep? Is it just all over the place, doing tons of research, watching videos? And it got to the point where it's happening. So, like, we're going to stop trying to get it to go away.
Wow. And so then you've been able to make it through the transition. And your brother is explaining a release on his side. He's explaining that he's witnessing others that are releasing, and he's describing it like they were here and now they're kind of disappearing. And so for me, that they're able to transition into other things, the other energies, the other places. But what does it feel like to you to know that you were holding such a cleansing of this heavy, heavy energy for so many of your line? And then now many are being released from that. Some people get awkward with it. Some people are like, yes, I don't know. What's it like? What are you going through? Understanding some of that.
For one, it feels, I don't know, almost like just a peace. Like just the peace for the first time in 5 years. Like it's, that's really the only way I can describe it now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it does go away eventually. I know a lot of people experience that stuff a lot longer than I did, but
it doesn't really matter on a length of time. It's the moments that are the do or dies.
Yeah.
In all of those moments. And you kept making choices through these different moments as you're experiencing it. So what do you feel like with this piece on this side? How are you feeling with like, what do I do next? Or do you feel like now I can look at what's next? Or like what's coming to you now that the owls come in and said the death is done, you're transitioning now. Now you get to see the truth of things around you, but differently. Now you can see all these and fly as you do it as well.
Now this might sound a little weird, but there's part of me that misses it because I learned so much through it. Like it was like, I've never had any teacher or anything that I've learned as much from. It sucked, and yeah, I would not wish it on my worst enemy, but there was moments of clarity that I couldn't get anywhere else. Like and it was always when I was just at the bottom, like just wanting to give up, and then something would pop, and it just sounds a little weird, but like there's times that I'm like, do I miss it? Or like, is that, what's wrong with me?
Yeah.
But I learned so much from it that it changed my life forever.
Yeah.
For the better.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that was another part of the nuance of not having to pendulum anymore, like drop to pop to the light or get the high off of the low, you know. Now you can actually be like, okay, I know how to dance in the dark, and I know how to dance in the light, and I know how to live in the nuance in between. And so now you still have wisdom to learn in these shadows, but now you get to travel into them and understand, like, you have a little more control of the levels that you can maybe go and then come back out of. Instead of rock bottom, now I only have a choice too, right? Now you've got, that's the wisdom that you carry. That's also a burden that you carry, because now you can travel the different sides of that. But you're going to be able to notice things in the environment that are shifting, and you're going to not be as scared. You might play and laugh with things and move through it a little differently. You're going to be able to help people. You're going to be able to, like, all the parts, the government, everything that's shifting in, like the nations and things like that in the world, you're going to be able to see more, but also know that where there's all these other sides as well. And how is this going to help? You get to see there's more shadows of you, but now you can say, okay, now I'm ready to see you. We don't have to be the pain that you are fully all the way where it encompasses every part of my life, but I am strong enough now. Show me what it is. Let me see it. Let me witness you, and let's decide and make a choice what gets to happen next.
Yeah, that sounds pretty spot on.
I'm excited for you. I'm proud of you. I appreciate that you shared all this. And boy, the things you're going to be shown even more, where you're going to be able to, like, be on that edge and just watch instead of in it. Right. And then if you need to, you can go in and grab and bring it back out for you, for others, for whatever it is, and bring it where it needs to.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense now. Like, this makes a lot more sense. Like,
you got a big old owl on your show the camera.
I had no idea.
His whole arm is an owl.
And like, this was a heat of the moment decision too. And it was really easy to make. And I'm like, I don't even know where that came from.
And now you got it.
Yeah.
Really good. We'll have to have you back out to the ranch and play with your owl.
Oh, I'd love to.
Energy and medicine with that.
Yeah. So, I'd love to do it.
Do you have any message or anything you want to leave with our watchers?
Just that it's like, this has really, really helped me. And even the times that we've done it in the past where I've done readings with you help explain a lot of stuff going on in my life. And this is one of the biggest ones. Like,
really? Thank you.
Especially with Merlin.
I'm appreciating you coming on. And we'll probably have you on again in the future.
I'd love to.
You had some powerful work with the snakes as well.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Never thought I'd do that with a snake. I hate snakes.
Yeah, that's a lot of work with that.
That was awesome.
So, yeah. Well, we'll have Jared again. And thank you. Thanks for being vulnerable. Thanks for sharing that. And give me a hug.
Thanks for having me.
All right. And we all love owls. I know I do. But okay, stay tuned for more in the future.